The wind howled through the broken shaft beneath Cloud City. Luke Skywalker clung to the narrow platform, his hand gone, his lightsaber lost, his world shattered. Above him stood Darth Vader, black armor, heavy breath, and the words that still rang in Luke's ears. "I am your father." Luke's chest heaved. Tears burned his eyes. Every lesson from Obi-Wan, every quiet warning from Yoda, all of it had been a lie. The Jedi had hidden the truth. They had used him. Vader extended his gloved hand. "Join me is the only way." Luke looked down. The endless drop waited below, a clean death, a Jedi's escape. But something inside him snapped. Not fear, not grief. Something colder. Why should he die from masters who lied? Slowly, painfully, Luke reached up. His fingers brushed Vader's palm. The Sith Lord's grip closed around his son's wrist, firm and certain. "Father," Luke whispered. Vader pulled him to safety. For a long moment, neither spoke. Then Vader placed a hand on Luke's shoulder, not as a master, but as a father. "The Emperor will be pleased," Vader said. "Together, we will end this war. Together, we will hunt the ones who deceived you." Luke's eyes hardened. He thought of Obi-Wan, of Yoda, of every Jedi who had whispered half-truths in his ear. A new fire burned in his heart. Sharp, focused, hungry. The shuttle rose from Cloud City and vanished into the stars. Inside, Luke Skywalker stared at the stump where his hand had been and smiled. The son of Skywalker was gone. Something darker had taken his place. And on a distant throne, the Emperor felt the shift in the Force and laughed. The Imperial shuttle descended through the red skies of Coruscant. Luke stared out the viewport, silent. His new mechanical hand flexed slowly at his side. It did not feel like his own yet. Vader stood behind him. "Remember, my son, show no weakness. The Emperor sees everything." The throne room was vast and cold. Crimson royal guards lined the walls. At the far end, hunched on his dark throne, sat Emperor Palpatine. His yellow eyes glowed with hunger. Luke walked the long path alone. Each step echoed. Each breath felt heavier. When he reached the throne, he dropped to one knee, just as Vader had taught him. "Young Skywalker," Palpatine rasped. "I have waited a long time for this moment." Luke bowed his head. "I have come to learn, Master." A slow, cruel smile spread across the Emperor's face. He rose, lifted a bony hand, and pointed at the boy. "Then rise." "Darth Vectivus." Luke stood. The name burned through him like fire. Vectivus, a Sith name, a title soaked in old blood and forgotten power. Palpatine circled him slowly. "You are more than your father. You are young, untouched by the suit, unbroken by the past. Through you, the Sith will rise as never before." Vader stood silent in the shadows. For the first time, his shoulders sank just slightly. The Emperor placed a new lightsaber in Luke's hand. Luke ignited it. A blood-red blade hissed to life, pure, sharp, alive. "Now, my apprentice," Palpatine whispered, "the Jedi have no idea what is coming for them." And far across the galaxy, on Dagobah, Yoda's eyes snapped open in horror. The medical frigate drifted quietly above Polis Massa. Inside, Leia Organa stood at the viewport, arms folded, watching the stars. Han was still recovering. Chewbacca paced the halls. Lando had gone hunting for any sign of their lost friend. Then it hit her, a sharp, freezing wave through her chest. Her knees buckled. She gasped and grabbed the wall. "Luke!" She felt him, alive, but changed, twisted, as if a part of his soul had been pulled into shadow. Tears filled her eyes. She did not understand how, but she knew. Her brother was lost. Hours later, the holonet exploded with the news. Imperial broadcasts blasted across every system. There, standing beside the Emperor on Coruscant, was Luke Skywalker, dressed in black, a red lightsaber on his belt, his face cold and unreadable. "The Jedi lied to me." Luke's voice rang through the galaxy. "They will answer for it. So will every traitor who follows them." In the Rebel Command Center on Home One, silence fell like a hammer. Mon Mothma sat down slowly, hands trembling. Admiral Akbar lowered his head. General Reekin whispered, This cannot be." Han stared at the holoscreen, fists clenched. "That's not the kid I knew." Chewbacca howled in grief. Across the galaxy, recruits dropped their blasters. Pilots deserted their squadrons. Worlds that had once whispered of joining the rebellion now bowed before the Empire. The legend of Luke Skywalker, the boy who would save them all, was dead. Leia stood alone in her quarters, staring at her hands. "I will save you, Luke," she whispered, "even if it kills me." But on Coruscant, her brother was already drawing up the names of the Jedi he would hunt first. The Inquisitorious fortress on Nur had never seen a leader like him. Luke walked the black halls in silence, his red blade hooked at his belt. The Grand Inquisitor, once proud, once feared, now bowed his head as the young Sith Lord passed. Vader had given them orders. The Emperor had given them purpose. But Luke gave him something new. Results. In one standard month, Darth Vader uncovered more Jedi than the Empire had found in 5 years. He knew their tricks. He knew their hiding spots. He understood the small mercies a Jedi could never resist. A crying child, a wounded stranger, a quiet temple ruin. And he used every one of them as bait. On Felucia, he cut down Master Tarsier in a swamp duel that lasted only 60 seconds. On Kashyyyk, he found a hidden Padawan sheltered by Wookiees. He spared the Wookiees. He did not spare the boy. On Bespin, he tracked down a Jedi healer hiding as a doctor. She begged. She pleaded. She reminded him of the light. He listened. Then he ignited his blade. Word spread. Across the galaxy, surviving Jedi panicked. Old codes were burned. Hidden lightsabers were thrown into oceans. Some Jedi tried to flee to the unknown regions. Others took their own lives before Luke could reach them. In his throne room, Palpatine cackled. "He is everything I dreamed of and more." Even Vader, watching from the shadows, felt something strange stir in his chest. Was it pride? Or fear? Because deep in the swamps of Dagobah, one tiny green figure had already lit his lightsaber and was waiting. The swamp was quiet that morning, too quiet. Yoda felt it before he saw it. A cold ripple in the Force. Not fear, not anger. Something worse. Emptiness. A shadow walking on 2 feet. He stepped out of his small hut, leaning on his cane. The mist parted slowly, and there, standing between the twisted trees, was a young man in black. Tall, calm, his eyes pale and tired. Luke Skywalker had finally come to Dagobah, but not as a student. "Master Yoda," Luke said softly, "the Emperor sends his regards." Yoda's ears dropped. He had felt this future once, in a dream long ago. He had prayed it would never come true. "Turn, you have," Yoda whispered. "Like your father, and worse." Luke ignited his blade. Red light burned through the green fog. "I came to end the Jedi. You're the last name on the list." Yoda did not draw his weapon. Not yet. He looked at the boy with sad, ancient eyes. "Strong in you, the Force is, but twisted, your path has become. Save you I still can." Luke smiled coldly. "No, old one. You cannot save what was never lost." He attacked. The red blade slashed down. Yoda jumped, spun, and landed on a low branch. His green lightsaber finally hissed to life. Tiny but bright. A spark of hope in a dying galaxy. They clashed. Steam exploded from the wet ground. Birds fled the trees. The Force itself trembled around them, like a heart breaking in two. Yoda fought harder than he had in centuries. But his old body was slow. And Luke was rage shaped into a man. A strike. A block. A push. Yoda was thrown back, crashing through his own hut. The little home shattered like a dream. He lay in the mud, breathing hard. Luke walked toward him, blade lowered, eyes glowing. "Any last words, Master?" Yoda looked up at the sky. A single tear rolled down his green cheek. "Failed the galaxy, I have." And the red blade rose one final time. Far away, on a hidden world, Leia Organa woke up screaming. She had felt it. The last Jedi was gone. And now, only she remained to stop her brother. The wind howled across the grasslands of Lothal. For years, Ahsoka Tano had walked unseen paths, hiding, healing, listening to the Force whisper warnings she could no longer ignore. The galaxy had changed. The Empire was gone. But something darker had taken its place. A new shadow, a new Skywalker. Ahsoka stepped onto the cracked stone of the old Jedi temple ruins. Her white lightsabers rested at her hips. Her eyes, sharp and steady, watched the figure waiting in the distance. Kulu'Vein, the son of Han Solo, the grandson of Anakin, the boy who had inherited everything Ahsoka feared. "You shouldn't have come," he said, his voice low and uneven. "This isn't your war." Ahsoka tilted her head. "It's always been my war." She ignited her blades. He ignited his. The duel began like a storm. Sparks flew as their sabers clashed across the broken temple steps. Kylo struck with rage, wild, powerful, untrained impatience. Ahsoka moved like water. Calm, sharp, decades of pain guiding every step. "You fight like him," Kylo growled. "And you fight like the lie they told you about him," she answered. Their blades locked. The ground trembled. The Force itself seemed to hold its breath. Then Kylo's eyes flashed. He raised his hand, and the sky above Lothouse split open. A Star Destroyer descended through the clouds. Ahsoka's breath caught. This wasn't just a duel. It was a trap, and the First Order had come for her. The throne room burned with red light. Luke Skywalker stood over his father, breathing hard. His green lightsaber had shattered. In his hand, he now held Vader's blade. Red, heavy, alive with rage. Darth Vader lay on the steps, wounded, defeated. His mask cracked open just enough to reveal one tired, human eye. "Luke," he rasped. "Don't do this." But Luke heard another voice. "Strike him down," Palpatine whispered, his words crawling through the Force like smoke. "Take your father's place. Fulfill your destiny." Luke's hand trembled. He thought of Tatooine, of Owen, of Beru, of every cruel choice the Empire had forced upon him. And then, he stopped feeling. The red blade rose. "Father," Luke said softly, "you were never strong enough." The lightsaber fell. Vader did not cry out. He simply faded, his armor going still, the Force around him silent. Palpatine began to laugh, a slow, hungry laugh. "Yes, yes. Rise, Lord Skywalker. The galaxy is yours." Luke turned. His blue eyes were gone. In their place burned the gold fire of the Sith. He knelt before the Emperor. Outside, the rebel fleet was dying. Without Vader's conflict, the Death Star's shield held strong. Admiral Akbar's command. Ship took a direct hit. The Falcon went silent over Endor. Leia, light years away, gasped and fell to her knees. Something inside her had broken. Her brother was gone, and the galaxy did not yet know that a new, younger Sith Lord had just been born. The galaxy had stopped fighting. After the Battle of Endor, the stars themselves seemed to dim. The rebel fleet, once full of hope, drifted as wreckage above the forest moon. The Death Star's shield had never fallen. Admiral Akbar's flagship was gone. The Millennium Falcon had vanished into the dark, its fate unknown. And on Endor's surface, Han Solo and the Ewok resistance had been hunted down, one by one, until silence took the trees. The Empire had won, but this was not the old Empire. This was something new, something colder. Word spread across the holonet within hours. Darth Vader was dead, struck down not by a Jedi, but by his own son. And at the side of Emperor Palpatine now stood a young man in black, his face pale, his eyes burning gold. Lord Skywalker. The name spread like wildfire. Some whispered it in fear, others in awe. The galaxy had a new shadow, and he was only beginning. In the months that followed, Luke did not rest. Palpatine sent him to every corner of the Empire, hunting the last sparks of rebellion. On Mon Cala, Luke crushed the underwater uprising with a single strike, sinking 3 rebel cruisers beneath the waves. On Sullust, he turned the volcano cities into ash. On Naboo, his mother's homeworld, he silenced the royal house forever. Each victory made him stronger. Each death made him colder. But Palpatine watched it all with quiet pleasure. The Emperor had waited a lifetime for this apprentice. Vader had been powerful, yes, but Vader had been broken. Half man, half machine. Slow, tired, burdened by guilt. Luke was different. Luke was whole. Luke was young. Luke was the future. And that was exactly the problem. Because the Sith followed a sacred law, the rule of two: one master, one apprentice, one to hold the power and one to crave it. Palpatine had taught this law to Vader, and now, in his throne room on Coruscant, he taught it again to Luke. Every apprentice, the Emperor whispered, must one day kill his master. That is the way of the dark side. Luke knelt before him, silent. Do you understand, my boy? Yes, master. But behind those golden eyes, something was already moving. Meanwhile, far from Coruscant, the last hope of the galaxy was still alive. Princess Leia Organa had survived. Barely. When the Falcon went silent over Endor, Lando Calrissian had pulled her into an escape pod and crashed deep into the forest moon. For weeks, they hid among the trees with the few Ewoks who remained. Chewbacca, wounded and silent, carried what was left of Han's blaster on his back like a memory. Leia felt her brother through the Force. She felt his coldness, his rage, his emptiness. And one night, beneath the broken stars of Endor, she made a choice. I have to find him, she whispered. Find who? Lando asked. Luke, the real Luke. He's still in there. I know it. Lando shook his head. Leia, that's not Luke anymore. But she would not listen. Back on Coruscant, Luke walked the halls of the Imperial Palace alone. He passed the statues of fallen Jedi, the trophies of the Old Republic, the helmet of his father, now mounted on the wall like a hunting prize. He stopped in front of it. The cracked black mask stared back at him. Silent. Empty. For one moment, Luke felt something. A flicker. A whisper of the boy he used to be. Then Palpatine's voice slid through his mind. Sentiment is weakness, Lord Skywalker. The flicker died, but not completely. Months turned into years. Luke grew into his power. He built a new lightsaber, longer and sharper than his father's, with a blade as red as dying suns. He trained day and night. He learned secrets Palpatine had hidden even from Vader, ancient Sith techniques, forbidden Force lightning, the art of bending minds. And slowly, the apprentice surpassed the master. Palpatine could feel it. The old Sith was wise. He had seen this moment coming. But he was also proud. Proud of what he had built. Proud of the weapon Luke had become. Too proud, perhaps. The final night came without warning. Luke entered the throne room alone. Outside, lightning cracked across the Coruscant sky. The two red guards at the door bowed and let him pass. They would not see another sunrise. Palpatine sat on his black throne, eyes half closed, hands folded. You're late, my apprentice. I had things to finish. The Emperor smiled. And what did you finish? Luke ignited his blade. The red light filled the room. You. Palpatine's eyes snapped open. For the first time in decades, the old Sith felt fear. He raised his hands. Blue lightning exploded across the chamber. Luke caught it, not with his blade, with his hand. He held the lightning in his fist, his fingers crackling with raw dark energy, and slowly, he pushed it back. Palpatine's own power tore into him. The Emperor screamed. His robes burned. His skin cracked open. The throne behind him split in two. You cannot, he gasped. I made you. Luke walked forward. Calm. Steady. No, master. You woke me. But I made myself. The red blade came down. It was over in a single strike. The body of Sheev Palpatine, the most powerful Sith Lord in 1,000 years, crumbled into ash on the floor of his own throne room. The lights of Coruscant flickered. Across the galaxy, every Force-sensitive being, every hidden Jedi, every dark acolyte, every child who would never know their gift felt the shift. A new master had risen. Luke walked to the throne. The cracked black seat hissed and smoked. He sat down slowly. He placed his hands on the armrests. He closed his eyes. The rule of two was complete. For the first time in galactic history, the Sith law had been fulfilled perfectly. A young, whole, powerful apprentice had killed his old, weakening master and taken his place. There was no broken armor, no mercy, no light left behind, just darkness. Pure, final, eternal. Emperor Skywalker opened his eyes. Gold fire burned in them. He spoke one command into the Force. Bring me my sister. Across the galaxy, in a hidden rebel camp on Dagobah, of all places where Leia had finally found the swamp Yoda once called home. The message arrived. Not by radio, not by spy, by the Force itself. Leia gasped. She fell to her knees in the mud. Chewbacca caught her. Lando ran to her side. "What is it?" Lando asked. "What did you see?" Leia's eyes filled with tears. "He killed the Emperor." Lando's face went pale. "Then it's over? We won." She shook her head slowly. Her voice trembled. "No, Lando. He killed him to take his place." Above Dagobah, 3 Star Destroyers dropped out of hyperspace. Their hulls were no longer Imperial gray. They were polished black, marked with a new symbol, a single red sun, broken in 2. The symbol of the new Emperor Skywalker. The galaxy did not rise. The galaxy did not fight. The galaxy knelt. And in the deepest swamps of Dagobah, Princess Leia Organa reached for the lightsaber hidden in her pack. The blade her brother had once carried. The blade their father had built. Green, the last green blade in the galaxy. She lit it, and she whispered the words that no one had dared speak in years. "Then I'll be the one to bring him home, or into myself." Above her, the Black Star Destroyers began their descent.